Sarah, Anne, and Jeremy, y'all ain't got no morals. No morals. Not a moral insight between the two of y'all. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and I would absolutely love it if you would like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on to make sure you get all the notifications of when my videos are dropping. I want to give a quick thank you to y'all. We will get into this Love is Blind tea, of course, but I do want to give a quick thank you to y'all for showing out. Y'all have been showing up and showing out on my videos, and it is insanity. To have a video that I posted less than 24 hours ago have almost 1,500 views is insane. To have two videos that have over 3,000 views with one that has over 5,000 views is insane. And I want to remind y'all, I uploaded my first, let me actually pull it up because I got my notes here. Let me pull up and see when I actually uploaded my first video. I uploaded my first video on February 13th. Today is March 4th. So that is literally just a bit over 2 weeks. And already I am at 172 subscribers. I am literally so close, guys, to the watch hour goal. If you don't know how YouTube works, and like I said, if you just here for Love is Blind, fast forward like maybe 3-4 minutes. I don't know. Fast forward a couple minutes. But if you don't know how YouTube works, there is two tiers of monetization. There's the first tier where you have 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. I am so close to that 3,000 watch hours. I'm literally like about 1,000 watch hours away, which sounds like a lot, but y'all don't understand. On these videos, I've been getting like 400 to 500 watch hours. Y'all are showing out. Y'all are watching the vids, and I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Like, this is actually insane to me. This morning, I woke up and that video has so many views, and I put it up last night. It hasn't even been 24 hours yet. Y'all have been showing out. Now, here's the area where I'm gonna need a little help from y'all. I need them subscribers, okay? To actually get Google AdSense, I need 1,000 subscribers to get to be able to make memberships and have like super chats and go live, which I will start going live soon, okay? I'm going to start going live soon. I was going, announce that a little later, but I will be starting to go live soon. So to do super chats and memberships, I need to have 500 subscribers, which right now I'm at 172. So I got a little ways to go, but that's understandable and completely okay. But that's where I'm gonna need y'all help. Okay. A lot of y'all are watching the vids, not necessarily subscribing. Okay. Now look, only if you like the content. I would absolutely love it if you could please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me. Right now, I'm just trying to hit that 500 goal. We'll touch 1,000 when I hit 500, sorry. But please click on that subscribe button if you like the videos. Okay, I know how YouTube works. I'm a YouTube watcher as well. And I follow all my girls, the people that I love to watch. But I'm a YouTube watcher as well. And I definitely watch videos sometimes and I don't hit that subscribe button. So I understand. But that is really what's going to get me to that monetization. I do just want to, remind y'all, just a little reminder that I did get laid off. Okay, I did. Now, luckily for me, I did have a little bit of side income. I have a side job that I'm going to be doing while still focusing on my YouTube channel. So it would be nice to get monetized, okay? But that's it. Thank you guys so much for showing up, showing out, loving up on the videos, loving on the channel, commenting. You guys are the best. Like, I'm not joking. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for every single comment. Even if it's constructive criticism, I love it. Keep it coming because you guys are great. Anywho, let's get into the video now. Thank you if you watched through that. Okay, we on episode 11. So they are still at the group barbecue thing. And now we start off with a little conversation about Matt. Everybody's talking about how he looks like Clark Kent and how he's attractive, which, I think Matt was attractive. if Matt wasn't a menace, he would have been very, very attractive. So I do agree with them. They are, Alejandra and Sarah Ann walk in. We pan to Laura, and Laura's like, I can't believe she had the audacity to come today. Someone asked her if she's okay. So they come in. Trevor and Chelsea have their sit down. So she's talking with Trevor, and she's basically like, you're my type. And he knows it, and it is what it is. Now, you are crying, sobbing every single day because Jimmy likes Jess and Jess was at the club. But you talking to Trevor saying he's my type and he just has to deal with it. And Jimmy knows that. I don't like the hypocrisy with Chelsea. I think that's one of the things that really irritates me about her is the hypocrisy. Because girl, how can you be all over Trevor? You are flirting with this man left and right. But if he talks to Jess, if he's around Jess, if you think he's happens to be at a club where Jess might be at, you are spiraling out of control. I don't understand that, Chelsea. But anyway, Trevor continues to ask, look, if the order was switched, he was like, I gotta ask. Okay, I just have to ask. If the order was switched, would you have picked me? She says no, but I did like how Trevor called her out and was like, yeah, I know you have to say that to be nice. And Chelsea's like, no, like you were my number one, but I don't. And he's like, until I wasn't. And you know, I stand by the fact that if that order was switched, Chelsea would have said yes to whoever said yes first. And especially now, because when I said that, that was in the pause. We didn't really know Chelsea like that yet. But now, watching Chelsea's behavior post-pod, 100% she said yes to Jimmy because he proposed first. 100%. So anyway, she has continued to talk. And I was like, Chelsea, she was like, it would be really fun and easy if we were together. Me and Jimmy have been having some hiccups. We've been going through some things. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because if you heard that Jimmy told Jessica that it would be fun and easy to be with her and that relationship would be a lot easier than the relationship y'all are in, you would be on another drunk spiral. I was like, I can't believe that she can sit here and have this conversation with Trevor like this. But Jimmy can't even be in the vicinity of Jessica. Now, Trevor's like, I can't picture you yelling if you get into a fight. I was sitting here like, boy, you don't know this girl. You don't know this girl at all. Chelsea's like, well, we have been having, a few issues, but and they kind of go a little back and forth where, Chelsea's basically says she's in the wrong, but then kind of says it's not just her, which I don't like this about Chelsea. She never takes full accountability for anything. It's always, it was me kind of, but it was also him that did all this stuff. I don't really like that. I don't like people that can't sit down and say, I was wrong. I was wrong. And again, this is just a thing that you see with a lot of people who are really insecure. They can never take full accountability. It's an ego problem with a lot of them. Where it's like, if they take full accountability, I think mentally they start to think, oh my God, I'm admitting to being a horrible person. And they feel even worse about themselves. That's my psychological analysis anyway. So Chelsea does say she was dirty martini drunk and that she was yelling at Jimmy the other night. And then she goes on to say that she says it's hard not to think about Trevor because she got everything she needed from him every day. I was like, how are you having this conversation? But Jimmy can't even be in the vicinity of Jessica without you. But you're out here telling another man he's your type. Your man knows he's your type, and he has to deal with it. And then you're telling him that you think about him every single day, and you got everything you need from him, and that's okay for you. That's okay for you to do. But if Jimmy had that kind of convo with Jessica, you'd be saying you don't want to be with a man who acts like that. I don't like the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of Chelsea really drives me nuts. So anyway, Jimmy then comes over and they have this cute moment where like Jimmy gives Jess a kiss on the cheek, and then Trevor's like, I want a kiss on the cheek. So he goes over and like gives Trevor a kiss on the cheek as well. It was a funny moment. I thought it was funny. And then they go over and they talk about their conversations with their respective, ex-pod person. And Jimmy proceeds to say that they're the strongest couple. I guess by default, but I just thought it was funny that he said they communicate the second best besides Jimmy and Johnny and Amy. I was like, really? I was like, y'all really feel that way? I was like, you too? Okay, I guess. So, Jeramey and Laura, they have their talk. So Jeramey is word vomiting about how he wanted to try in the relationship. He tried to send flowers, but he didn't appreciate the attitude and the rude commentary. Laura's like, I didn't want the flowers. I didn't want that from you. I politely declined and said, no, thank you. He goes on and he's like, you didn't politely decline. And also, you talked about changing my name in your phone from Jeramey to fiance, and that was just, or fiance to Jeramey, and that was just so rude. And it just made me decide, like, he is word vomiting. Laura gets pissed. She fires up. She says, I don't care. I came into the pods with honest intentions this whole time. You are a con artist. Jeremy's like, okay, clearly we're not going to see eye to eye. She goes on. She says, clearly you have feelings for Sarah Ann and you don't know how to communicate about those feelings. So you should go figure that out with her. Look, y'all already know. I think Sarah Ann and Jeramey, not a moral in sight between those two. However, Laura is insufferable. Laura is very insufferable to me. Watching Laura hurts. She is insufferable. They go back and forth fighting. Nothing really here. And at the end, Laura's like, look, I'm going to come pick my stuff up tomorrow. Jeramey goes, I already packed it up. She's like, you packed my shit up? I thought that was funny. I thought that shit was funny. So anyways, AD and Sarah Ann are now having a conversation, and AD is confronting Sarah Ann about the DM to Jeramey. Now, what I will say is that it seems like we joined this conversation in progress, okay? I also had a lot of trouble discerning like the tone of this conversation because it came off very passive aggressive. There was a few times where Sarah Ann definitely tried to interrupt AD, and AD's like, don't interrupt me. So I couldn't tell if they were mad at each other, if this was like tense, if this was passive aggressive, if they were talking as friends. I really didn't understand. And as I said, I feel like we cut to this conversation in progress. So Sarah Ann is talking about how it's realistic for her, this is her real life, and that it was right for her to send the DM at the time she sent it. And AD is like, okay, but did you know that Jeramey was engaged? Like, be for real, sis. Why did you think you could send a DM to an engaged man? AD is asking the real questions. Look, I'm going to keep it real with you. I wanted the answer. I really wanted the answer. Sarah Ann is talking in circles. And when girl says she a patriot, she a conservative, one thing about patriots and conservative people that I've noticed is they talk in circles. They don't be answering questions. They just be talking in circles. And Sarah Ann was doing that. I was like, oh, in true patriots, conservative fashion. Anywho, so Sarah Ann is saying that she was under the impression that the door was left open with Jeramey. Because AD is like, okay, so when you messaged him, were you under the impression that he was engaged? When they got back to Charlotte, were you under the impression that he was not engaged anymore? Like, just make it make sense for me. And Sarah's like, no, I knew he was. I was like, damn, girl is caught up. So she then tries to proceed to say, though, that she felt like the door was left open with Jeramey. AD's like, be for real. You thought the door was left open. Like, for real. And Sarah Ann's like, yeah, I did. She claims that She knows Jeramey better than anyone else, and she could read him that he wanted to still try with her. And like in this little nugget, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't think she was lying, but girl, you still ain't got morals. It is probably true that Jeramey was acting flirty, acting like he wanted her. You know, that door was open, but girl, you still ain't got no morals, okay? Period. So AD is also getting some clarity on what happened that night because, as we know, they all heard that Jeramey didn't get home until 5 a.m. Sarah Ann says, oh yeah, no. He just drove me home. Like, that's all that happened. He didn't come inside. We literally just talked and he drove me home. And AD's like, but what happened though? Like, what were y'all doing at 5 a.m.? And Sarah Ann is standing on it. They are both standing on the fact that Jeramey just pulled up, bye Sarah, and that's it. That he didn't come in the apartment, that it was just a harmless thing. But it's also like, where were y'all for the other 4 hours and some change? If she lives 8 minutes away from the club or something like that, where were y'all for the other 4 hours and 52 minutes? That's my question. Also, when people offer up a bunch of random details about things, that also is always an indicator that they're lying. Just saying. And both of these two have offered up a lot of details. Also, the story has changed. You know, I pointed it out in my last video, but the story was one thing that Jeramey told Laura, a different story that he told his mom, and then the story that he told his mom is the story that Sarah Ann is corroborating. So it's like, okay, y'all got y'all story straight now, I guess. So Sarah Ann also reveals that Jeramey told her that he was breaking everything off with Laura. So that was why she was under the impression that there was a chance there. And again, I ain't gonna hold you. I believe her. But you still ain't got morals, sis. You went for a married man. Now, or y'all come for me. Of course, Jeramey's in the wrong. Jeramey is the one that owed loyalty to Laura. Sarah Ann didn't owe that loyalty. But nonetheless, I'm not about to sit here and say that a girl that willfully went for a man that she knew was engaged, she knew was in another relationship, and said, hey, if you change your mind, I'm here. Girl, don't act like that was just a harmless statement. Remember, we already talked about this. I hate when people do things and then they try to pretend like they didn't know what they were doing. Stand on business, okay? Stand on business. You knew what you were doing. You wanted to go for him. And you were going to take that man and snatch that man up, whether or not Laura was in the picture. And yes, it is her man at the end of the day that was, that did to her. I also don't like the argument I've seen floating around sometimes that, oh, they all know Love is Blind is fake anyway. So if it was a regular engagement, this would have been different. But because it was a Love is Blind engagement, it's not as big of a deal. I don't like that argument because it's not fair. And I feel like it's very victim blaming. Because it's like, at the end of the day, yes, obviously we have seen there are people that come on this show and have nefarious intentions. They are not here to really be married. They are not here for any kind of good reason. But there are people that come on this show under the expectation that the person they're going to be with is going to be faithful and is going to work on the process. And it's not fair to basically tell somebody, hey, you should have known that the person you're going to be with is going to cheat and is going to hurt you because this is a TV show. I don't like that argument. I don't like that argument at all. Because it takes all of the onus off of, in this case, Sarah Ann and Jeramey, who clearly both were in the wrong toward Laura. Like, I think Laura is insufferable, but this was wrong toward her. It wasn't fair. So anyway, Sarah Ann says that she thinks the message she sent was well thought out, that she spent a lot of time in it, and that she deserved to be able to send it. This is a common theme during this whole thing with Sarah Ann, that she felt entitled. Again, conservative behavior. She felt entitled to send this message and speak her piece because this was her experience too. This comes up again later. So Sarah Ann basically storms away and finds Jeramey. And Jeramey and Sarah, they sit down and they talk. Sarah Ann is crying. I'm not going to be treated like shit. I'm not going to be interrogated by these people. I don't owe them anything. I'm not going to have girls coming up to me and telling me this and telling me that when this is my experience too and I deserve this experience. Jeramey's like, I'm not mad that I talked to you. Don't listen to them. I'm not mad that I talked to you, and I'm not mad about the message. Who cares what they think? This man is a demon. He says, don't listen to them. I don't care what any of those girls think. Sarah Ann, my feelings are just as real and just as valid as anyone else's, and I deserve to also be able to act on my feelings as well. Girl, you are talking to an engaged man. This is what is killing me about Sarah Ann's entitlement. Like, it's actually really wild to watch because it's like you're talking to a man that was in an engagement with someone else. In what planet do you deserve to tell someone your real, valid feelings when they are in a relationship? Boundaries exist. Boundaries exist. Like, I don't know, if your girl is engaged and you have feelings for her man, do you feel like you deserve to be able to just tell him your real and valid feelings because you have feelings for him, even though he's in another relationship? Boundaries exist. So I'm just curious what this girl is talking about. She claims she was destroyed, didn't like the language. Didn't like the language that you talked to AD, a black woman. Now you're coming over and you're claiming that she destroyed you. Because I actually think AD was quite nice to her for how rude she was being and for how much she was cutting her off and not letting her speak and lying in her face, playing in her face. I actually think AD was very respectful. Because if it was me, I would have been like, bitch, get it together. For real. Cut the shit right now. So didn't love that. Didn't love that. She also says it's not fair that she should have to send the message at a certain time or a certain place because that's not life. What? The entitlement is out of this world with this girl. Again, these two, not a moral insight. So, Jeramey admits he made the wrong decision in the pods. He says, you already know by now, I made the wrong decision in the pods. This would have played out very differently if it was you and I versus me and Laura. And Sarah Ann says, and she's smiling now. She's smiling now once she got that validation that she won, right? She's smiling now. She's like, what do you want to do now? They get on jet skis. They ride away. Them two are maniacally laughing. I ain't gonna hold y'all. There's been some like TikTok. They was maniacally laughing. Laura's crying about the failed engagement. Jeramey don't give an F. Jeramey gave zero fucks that his engagement was over. He was riding in the sunset with Sarah Ann on them jet skis. These two, Lord have mercy. Anyway, the rest of this episode was boring. I ain't gonna hold y'all. We got like 5 more minutes because the rest of this episode was boring. The first part of it is them doing like arts and crafts for their wedding. So we see Chelsea and Jimmy making a nice sculpture for their wedding. These two, again, are on good terms. Jimmy, let's say, is saying that he is sure that she's the one, the future Mrs. Presnell. They keep saying that. And Chelsea is asking over and over again for validation. Are you sure you want me, babe? Are you sure? Are you sure you're happy with your choice? Are you sure? Girl, Oh Lord, it must be exhausting to be with Chelsea. Clay and AD are making shoes for their wedding. I thought it was cool. It was cool. They're making shoes. Why do these two talk like they're in like a TikTok video? Yo, dang, you killing it. Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh, that's like, girl, y'all, they talk like they are in a TikTok video or something. Like, I don't know. Every sentence they use is like, they don't talk normally. Like, does that make sense? Like, I understand they're using AAVE. I'm not even talking about the AAVE. It's the fact, who was I watching? I think it was Tammy Talks. I love her videos. I love her videos. And I think she was the one that said in one of her videos that they talk in like sentence fragments. And that is so true. Like, they literally talk in sentence fragments, the two of them. Like, what is going on? So, anywho, we see Amy and Johnny, and they're just at their house, and they do have an interesting conversation about last names. And I actually am like aware of this hyphenation because my fiance is Hispanic. So, in Hispanic culture, you have two last names. You keep your mother's last name and your father's last name. And Amy's basically discussing that she's going to keep one of her last names, and then she's going to hyphenate to Johnny's last name. So she says her whole name, I think Amy something Cortez McIntyre. And then she's asking, like, is that cool? Like, are you okay with that? And Johnny's like, of course. He does say something interesting, though, where he's like, for the kids, though, I would just want it to be my last name. But they seem to be on the same page about it. It seems like they talked about it off the camera. No issue there, that the kids are just going to have Johnny's last name. And then they do also touch back on the birth control conversation. They're basically both like Johnny's like, I didn't know how much went into getting a vasectomy and the fact that it also doesn't always work. And I'm like, y'all really acted like a vasectomy. You just go there. Like, girl. But they go back and forth. And basically Amy says, like, look, I'm open to taking birth control. I can't wait to be intimate with him. Again, fake drama. This couple's great. Happy for them. Very sweet couple. So now we get to the bridal shopping and the suit shopping. And honestly, this scene was so long. They went back and forth like a camera pan. They would pan to the girls, show one girl, then show the corresponding guy. One girl, the corresponding guy. Who they brought, what they wore. Who they brought, what they wore. This scene was so long. Boring. All I have to say on this part is I did not like Chelsea's dress. Didn't like it. The rectangular shape, I feel like made her look like a big rectangle. I'm sorry. I did not like it. Look, I think Chelsea has a pretty nice body. I don't think she's plus size. Some of y'all in my comments try to say Chelsea's plus size. I'm gonna need y'all to see me. I'm gonna need y'all to see me because Chelsea ain't plus size. Chelsea is not plus size. Y'all try to compare her body to AD's body. And it's like, yeah, AD's a patch cheerleader who has a strict gym regimen. Chelsea's body looks like any regular girl who's not in the gym every day. Y'all would do it too much. I'm not standing with y'all on that one. Y'all would do it too much. I would need y'all to see me talk about she plus size. But I think she could have picked a way better dress for her body shape. I did not like that dress. I think it made her look like a big rectangle. I do think it would have looked considerably better without the straps, but I still think that dress just wasn't it. AD, phenomenal. AD knows what looks good on her body. I actually preferred the first dress. The second dress is beautiful. Beautiful. The one she ended up picking. But I like the first dress a little more, personally speaking. I think that, like, what is it, the mermaid? I don't even know. But that looked beautiful. Beautiful. AD knows what looks good on her body. Because I think any woman of any size can look phenomenal in a wedding dress if you know what shape works for your body. I feel like what Chelsea picked didn't work for her body. But AD, beautiful. Beautiful. Amy's dress, beautiful. That was so her. Amy's dress was so her. I loved the flowers on the top. That was very Amy. I think it was Chelsea that said, this is so Amy. Agreed. Beautiful dress. Beautiful dress. Also looked very good on her. So, very nice. Chelsea, I hope you go with a different dress before the wedding. All right, our last part of the episode, we see everybody having like kind of their final dates before the wedding. So AD and Clay, they are going to a fancy restaurant, and in the car, like the car they have picking them up, there's a Kit Kat bouquet, which I thought was cute. I love Kit Kat. So I was like, okay, that's nice. They go to some really nice restaurant. And again, these two talking sentence fragments. It's giving pre-wedding, pre-wed. Oh yeah, look at the moon. I'm gonna go with you to the moon and back. These two talk like they're not comfortable with each other. Like they talk in sentence fragments. Like they talk in like text message language or something. Like I don't know. I just that like it's very bizarre to watch them converse. It's very bizarre. They talk like they're not comfortable with each other, which is very strange. Amy and Johnny are glamping. Very cute. Very nice. Again, very nice couple. They're just talking about at like, you know, they never thought that at 27, I guess they're both 27, but they never thought at 27 they'd be here. They never thought that they would see themselves finding that person. And it was a very sweet conversation. And then lastly, we end up our episode with Chelsea and Jimmy, and they're at Carowinds, which is an amusement park in North Carolina. They apparently rented out the whole park for themselves. I always think it's interesting on this show and Married at First Sight to see like the contrast between the dates that everybody gets. But you know, they ride the rides, they have fun, and then they sit down at dinner and start talking about their relationship. Jimmy again is giving us the I am sure she's my person. I can't wait. I know she's the one for me. And he asked Chelsea because he's like, you know, I haven't heard your answer though. I haven't heard what you're gonna say. And we end on this cliffhanger of like whether or not Chelsea's gonna say yes. And in reality, baby, Chelsea definitely saying, Jimmy, you know you saying no. Why you acting like you don't know what she about to say when you don't want about to say no? But yeah, that's our episode. We are going to get the reunion, not the reunion, I'm sorry, the finale next episode. We usually get one wedding tease, but I think because we have so few couples, they didn't bother. And then we're going to have the reunion the following week. So if you made it till here, I would absolutely love it if you could like, share, comment, and subscribe. Look, if you watched it till here, I know you like the vid. I know you like the video, so just hit that subscribe. Just turn that bell on. Just do it, okay? I know you liked it, so please just hit that subscription button, okay? If you're contemplating, just hit that subscription button. I also want to put out that Love is Blind is about to end, so I am going to be taking a poll soon to see what show you guys want. I'm hoping that either Perfect Match or The Ultimatum gets announced at the end of the reunion, because you know how they typically do that. But we're gonna talk a little later, so don't worry, I'm not gonna disappear after Love is Blind, okay? I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna be producing videos for y'all, so please hit that subscribe, okay? More content to come. But thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to y'all in the next video.